We also voted to recommend to county commissioners that they pursue all funding sources for housing, and that's housing from basic emergency shelters to just the whole gamut, up to and including a countywide home fund. So permanent supportive housing was the one I was trying to get to.
So before we go any further on this, this council hasn't talked about $1,509, which is I think what you're suggesting here. And so I'm not sure how the housing authority has made a motion to move that forward without each of the councils weighing in on that. Councilmember Greenstein?
I just wanted to bring up that I brought up that exact point at the meeting, that I thought it was inappropriate for that motion to be made at this time when our councils had no conversation on it. And I think it's very important that every council member remember that we represent this council when we're sitting on these interjurisdictional committees and not our own personal beliefs. And I think we need to have some serious discussion about that at the council level, because to me, that's exactly what happened at that meeting. This was never discussed with council. There was no input from council. And here, our council member actually made a motion to have the county go forward with a home fund, which would tax the people of Lacey without us even having a conversation about it. I just think we have to really work on how we're handling interjurisdictional committees.
Well, I definitely think we need to have a conversation about the home fund, that 1509 fund. We haven't obviously had that conversation yet with the council, and we definitely can go from there. Councilmember Cox?
Well, I'm sorry people feel like I got out a little bit ahead of the council on this, but I think I need to remind everybody that the Regional Housing Council is an advisory group, and it's just that. This is a recommendation to county commissioners. And the chair of the county commission has made it very plain that he will be, engaging with all of us. And I would encourage our council to perhaps set up, maybe at our very next study session, a conversation about the countywide home fund. I don't think the commissioners are going to be acting right away, because there is another funding source that just came out of the last legislative session. And they want to make sure that, we're not overlapping or having conflicting things. So again, it's a recommendation and it's an advisory body, but.
Well, we can definitely talk about that and talk about, I know there's a lot of moving parts here, but there's a lot of dollars right now in the system, including American Recovery Act plan dollars, and I should point out this last legislative session, there's additional dollars. Heck, we haven't even spent the other dollars that we have, for affordable housing. So, until we get a plan, and everyone who I've talked about 1509, I've always said, hey, I want to see the plan first. I want to see how every single dollar is going to be spent before I can go forward. So, that's where I've always stood.
One other thing, if I could add one more point, part of the reason for the timing of the vote is that if the county acts to approve this by mid-October, then collections could start in January. And this could bring, I think, easily $1 million a year to the table to address the very things that you're talking about. And so by waiting further.
That's why the full council needs to have that discussion. If the full council had a discussion and said, hey, you should recommend that on behalf of the city of Lacey, we should go forward, that's one thing. But we haven't had that conversation yet. So I do think we should put on a work session as soon as possible.
I agree.
We can go from there. I've let the chair of the county commissioner know that until I see a plan, I wasn't. And Council Mayor Pete Kmet was on the same page. We want we want to see all the different revenue sources and everything laid on the table before we go another step. So.